The Anthony Rogers Show. The best show in the universe.
And this episode is sponsored by DIY Gifts. Go to DIYgifts.com and they have these like cool kits to make different things like bath bombs, lip balm. I got a gin kit and a couple hot sauce kits they sent me and they seem pretty awesome. So go to DIYgifts.com, link in the description while you're watching this episode. Today's guest is Mickey Avalon. Mickey Avalon is an American rapper from Hollywood, California. You may know his platinum song My Dick or Stroke Me or Mr. Ryder, Jane Fonda, So Rich, So Pretty. Check out some of his music. He has a new album out called Speak of the Devil. And here's this episode. Enjoy. Welcome back to the greatest show in the entire universe. Today we have Mickey Avalon, a rock superstar. I don't want to downplay to a genre, but superstar Mickey Avalon. How you doing, man?
Great, thank you. How you doing?
Really good, man. I just want to start off telling you that you're a lot better than this show. Like, you shouldn't be doing this. Like, it's
Yeah. I was thing.
Your agent's gonna be pissed. They're gonna be pissed that you did this show.
Not stoked. I haven't been communicating as much as I should. So I'm not good with the social media, and I try to go live more, but I don't do it too often. So I think they'll be stoked.
That's cool. For people not following you on Instagram, like you're in Bali right now playing music, basically.
Yep.
That's fucking awesome.
Really just came to get out of the States, get out of where I live, because it just got pretty depressing, and then just ended up staying longer. No reason to go home.
No, I see your Instagram stories and like you're a fucking genius. You're basically just playing music and partying like in Asia and shit. It looks fucking awesome, man.
I mean, I got lucky that I figured out how to do it, and then I would contribute more of it to luck than and just, I mean, I guess luck, and then just learning how to like flow with the current and not fight. I think I just kind of let myself be kind of pulled to where I need to go, and I've just gotten better at that. But then once here, just realizing like no reason to. I mean, I would go back to work if it was available, but it's not. So I don't need to just go home to watch everything I love around me deteriorate while there's nothing I can do about it anyhow. So just like there's just more and more people on the streets, and it just can't. And before COVID, I mean, with it it's even worse. But I'm ready to go back, and I don't want to go back, but if the venue's open and I can perform, I'll go back.
If I was you, I wouldn't come back either, man. Honestly, like it looks like you're having way more fun, to be honest with you. And like you brought up some real shit. I mean, definitely. I mean, the decline of like major cities right now is insane. But I think you're making the best of it. I think you like it seems like so far.
Yeah. And I didn't say any of that stuff to be depressing. Obviously, it just is what it is, and we don't.
That's real.
The B that are making it, you can't blame your the politicians are all losers, both sides, but there's not these conspiracies and stuff. It's just that's what happened. Like humans, just we're a certain kind of thing, and you can't really fix. It's hard to fix these things, so you don't need to like get depressed about it. You just kind of just gotta see, let our species do whatever it's gonna do.
That's a real standpoint that only an artist could have. like I agree with it 100%, but like only like you're not gonna hear a dentist say that.
Yeah. And I just think everyone should just make art and stuff. But yeah, if everyone did that, then no one would be there to fix their teeth. So yes, you're right.
It's a collaboration for sure. No, you need artists to say the tough words, man, and talk about the weird times and shit, man. Like I think like that's interesting. Like no, it is crazy, but I mean, yeah, what's being sad gonna do about it, really? like I mean, it's like oh man, America, the decline of the West. I'm gonna cry, but I mean, like, I just work harder. I'm gonna get richer in this time. It's like
yeah, and I could easily and have been in those shoes, so it's not something I like really look down on either. It's just like one of those, it just is what it is. And like we want to think that we know what other people are thinking and stuff, but like you don't know what's going on in somebody else's head or in their spirit, you know what I mean?
That's right.
Like they not that anyone could be, like people talk about like oh, this kid has Down syndrome. Like, that's so sad. Like, how do you know? What if that's the coolest existence of all time? You know what I mean? I'm
Yeah,
not saying
it's probably a lot better. It's probably a lot better than crying about it, like about someone else. You know, he's probably. Yeah, I never heard a person with Down syndrome like don't like man, this sucks. I literally, it's always other people. That's a good point, man. Actually, that's crazy.
the sad ones, and then nowadays they're probably everyone's trying to like medicate everyone, and that would be kind of sad if they put put someone on medication that didn't ask for it. But like, yeah, exactly. I don't know what the fuck we're talking right now, but yeah, keep going.
It's going great. No, it's going great. That's I don't know how you're allowed in LA with your own opinion. Like I don't know how how you lasted out there this long, like before.
I mean, there's some weird vortex out there. I think there's a lot of good and evil going on at like same time, and then
That's really fun.
yeah. And I mean, I don't think Hollywood is like the problem, but I mean, anywhere. See, I was born and raised there, and my family came there to Boyle Heights after the war, and then they weren't trying to get into Hollywood or anything. And I think there's a lot of just cool, genuine people there. But if anywhere that you have a lot of people coming from all over the place, if you come there just to have sun and fun, that's good for you. But if all these people are coming somewhere with the dreams of becoming famous and don't even know what they want to be famous for, or even what fame even entitles, and how not fun that is, and that if you were gonna, for whatever reason, accomplish that, like hopefully you do something good with it. But if you just have a bunch of people that just want to become famous, like, yeah, that's gonna create a pretty annoying society. But it's not that like unless you're also in that, like my friend Simon Dirt Nasty, like because he is an actor and he loves doing that, he has to rub elbows or shoulders or whatever you say with a lot of those people, so that could be annoying. I'm not in that world, so and I don't go to Starbucks to get my coffee, so it's not like I'm really seeing that too often. You know what I mean? For me, it was just from a young age, I just kind of noticed, wow, all these people are coming here, and they think that not even the people want to meet, just people that want to go see like downtown Los Angeles or Hollywood Boulevard. And I thought, wow, they think what they think they're coming to see here is not really here. Like this is like a very like dark sad thing going on. You know what I mean? And I never could really put it into words because once I started touring and then also travel with my mom when I was young, and I would see everywhere else, like most places, like downtown would be where like people dressed up nice to go to dinner with their family and go to the theater or whatever, see a movie. And then ever since I was a kid, downtown is like where you go to get drugs and whatever other dark shit is out there. And I never could really put it into like words or clear thought process. There's this documentary, new one, that's on Netflix, and it's called Crime Scene, and I forgot the name of the hotel. It's not the Chelsea Hotel. It's in New York. It's a hotel like that, like the Chlorine. Forgot what it's called. But
I know what you're talking about, but I'm blanking on the name. I know what you're talking about. Like that lady was like in the elevator, those videos, the elevator shots, whatever.
Yeah. Story is just about mental health, and they go all over the place, and then they bring it back to what it really is. But the whole backdrop is the more fascinating part because it's all about Los Angeles.
The Cecil Hotel.
Cecil Hotel.
That's what it is.
I think people should really check it all the way through all four parts, because they go into all these crazy conspiracies, and they basically just to like disprove them, or not disprove them, but just give But basically, I didn't even know this being from there. But I guess what happened was, so like America was booming. Oh, sorry, let me just get this. America was booming. California was booming. Los Angeles was booming. So they built all these like awesome, huge Art Deco hotels. And then it's right down the street from the train station, which is still there. It's on like Alameda and 17th, I believe. And it's also a beautiful train station. So daily, like, I don't know if it was 100 or 1,000, but like tons of people would come in on the train to beautiful train station, go stay in these beautiful hotels. And then I guess in 1929, when the stock market crashed, basically is when Skid Row was invented. And then it used to be a little strip. And then since then now it's just everywhere. So it's a good documentary. Check it out.
No, it's super interesting. Like you brought up a lot of good points with that, I think, man. Like, and that's gotta be crazy seeing that happen. It's like, I mean, yeah, like certainly like tent cities and shit. It's like I think like the forced collapse like economy. You know what I mean? The forced collapse world economy or something. Like, just seems like major cities are just ridiculous right now. It's crazy.
Yeah, and then we call, you know, it's like we call ourselves first world, and then all these other countries are third world. And that's supposed to mean like what? Like they're stupid, or they're savages, or their government doesn't take care of them right, or whatever. But the truth is, at least to the ones I've been to, I don't see any of that stuff. I don't see people on the streets and homeless and all. You know what I mean? Everyone seems to be taking care of each other, and a lot of reason like stealing it's such a big deal is because anyone would give you anything. So if someone would give you something and you steal it, that's pretty disrespectful, you know?
Yeah, no, I think the culture like where you're at is a lot different than like American culture too. I think they're less delusional. Like they're like everyone thinks they're like a minute away from being a millionaire or like famous or something. You know, there's a huge delusion, especially in a town like LA. There's a huge delusion. Like,
and then what? So what if you get that? And then what? Like you think your problems are going to be gone? It's like I think everyone started at one time like, oh my God, my problems is just I don't have any money. And then if I got a little, it's all gonna like, maybe that's happened one time in history, but I don't find that to be the case.
no, it's not the answer. I think yeah, sad traumatic people kind of look at that. I feel there's a lot of that, like for sure.
Yeah, it's just yeah.
But I think you can like I think just like it's probably the best job though, entertainment in any aspect. Like you get paid the most money, do the least amount of work. I feel like depending on what it is. I think that's why I enjoy entertainment is basically just like like it's the least. I mean, it's like literally like I can talk to you for no reason, and it's fucking awesome. You know what I mean? And then literally like people will buy ads for no fucking reason, and like you mean it's just the easiest job in the world, and I love it. Like it's like I couldn't do anything else. I delivered. I did the laziest jobs before this. You know, I like this shit. You know, it's like I feel
yeah.
like
No, I could. I just really couldn't do anything else. I mean, I have had plenty of shitty, but really, and I didn't plan this, but yeah, it's I like it. I like doing what I love to do. A lot of the bullshit that goes with it, but I mean that's anything. That's just life, you know.
Yeah. So what was the inspiration for "My Dick" by Mickey Avalon?
On it,
Funniest song in the fucking world.
That's all Andre Legacy. Me, Andre Legacy, Dirt Nasty, and I'm not being humble. I'm just I can't take credit for something that not only did I not come up with, but me and he told us the idea, and then we're like, that's the worst idea ever. The last thing we're trying to do is just like brag about how big our dicks are and stuff. Like, if anything, like let's do how little our dicks are. But then just we always knew, like we kind of learned by that time that a lot of times when you do think something's a bad idea, just do it anyhow, because we had already seen like other things that we thought were bad ideas kind of people respond to good. And so then Dirt Nasty literally just made the beat and like basically to shut him up and to just be like, okay, like just like you listen to our ideas, we'll listen to your idea. So in probably like record time, tried to make like the stupidest, fastest beat ever, and made the beat again, which he probably could never do again because he was just like, okay, like, and then we did it, and then it's like our biggest song. And now looking back, I think it's kind of a good idea because it's one of those things that it went platinum like our only song that been platinum, so that means at least 1 million people like responded to it. And then it's kind of that it's like that thing where you kind of just, like, I don't know what it's called, when you like bag on each other, like your mama, like a your mama joke.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, no, I love this song. It's funny as shit, dude.
and it's been made by so many different people, and then I'm like, he totally, he tapped in. It wasn't about bragging about how big our dicks were. It's just that thing that like humans do, and probably men more than women, which is like when women get together, they don't just go like, "You look so stupid. Look at your hair. Look at your tit." Like they're just really nice to each other. And then,
They
but
say that behind
guys,
each other's back. They say that behind their back.
but guys, the way we show our love is by like the more you like a friend and the closer you are with them, the more shit you're gonna give them. And it probably comes from like a loving place, because in like if you lived in like a village or something and you're doing stupid shit that was like fucking up the tribe, they probably first they would kind of jib you, like kind of clown you, and then if the point didn't get across, then they might have to take you out to the river and drown your ass or something. So yeah that's all Andre Legacy. We love him, and hopefully one day he'll be back on the road with us.
Dude, I gotta say, it's like funny seeing you play like in on Instagram stuff, like the stories you'll post. Like it's funny hearing you do your songs in like in another country for some reason. And like I feel like a lot of times it's like the Vegas thing became like a sad thing, but your thing's actually like badass and funny at the same time. Like you're just like, you're not doing it in America, but you're doing it like in another place, and like I'll hear you just like singing the lyrics to your fucking songs, dude. And it looks like it's at like a resort or something too, and it's just like you have some fucked up lyrics, and like that's why it's like more or less that's why it's funny, like to me. I see, like, I always see that.
I always try to take like the lowest common denominator of things and humans. Most of the characters die, and then it's like they're funny and not funny, but I think maybe it works because it's not like coming from a mean spirited, like whenever anyone's like, you said this about this person or whatever, it's like it's all across the, it's not like anger towards women or anger towards men or anger towards the, it's just like I don't
joke.
know,
It's a fucking joke.
Lowest common denominator.
Yeah, that's true, man. So so you have a new band like right now, like in Bali right now?
Yeah, it kind of just kind of came as a fluke. Like I've been here a few times, and my friend Mate J, he's like a sick guitar player. He has his own band. He's kind of a legend out here and in Australia, but he's played in the States and stuff. And he had a rock and roll bar out here, because like the only place that a lot of the places, like you're saying, like are for tourists, and they plays like reggae or techno or cover bands. So he just kind of made a place just to play rock and roll, and where he could hang out and bring friends bands there and drink, smoke, and smoke cigarettes. And
of course.
And so I met him through Simon, and then we played there at Gimme Shelter, and then we would all just kind of rap about doing like, oh, it'd be cool to do this, do that. And then so then I was here, and then we just like talked about it. Then he just put the band together, and two of the dudes are from another band, this sick rockabilly band called Hydrant. Everyone look it up on Instagram. I think it might be called The Hydrant Bali. There might be an underscore in there or something, but they're just a sick rockabilly band. And then so it's just it's a chick from there, and then the bass player, and then the drummer is his cousin. But just the people here, and not to make generalizations, but they learn shit so good. Like, and if something's not good, like they'll just learn it, and then it'll be better than it ever was. Like people said, like bread used to not be good here. Like they just didn't really know how to make bread. And then now bread's like insane, like best bread. So these dudes are like sick musicians. They've been doing it since they're kids. They love it. And they literally could hear a song like one time and then just play it. So we're gonna do new stuff, and we're gonna do new stuff, but we wanted to just like, instead of spending a bunch of time like trying to write new shit and being in the studio, we're like, let's just play, because it's fun, and we'll just get good, tighter, good together. Like we rehearsed a bunch, and then so we just started with like 9 of my songs, old song, 9 of my songs and a few covers, just so we could play. Then we're gonna go in the studio, just record some of those, like the old songs, and then just to kind of make like a demo, I guess you would call it. And then just to see maybe if we can get some help from somebody to move it forward. But then also simultaneously write new shit. I mean, the plan is to write a new album, obviously, and it will happen. The longer I stay here, obviously, the better. But we just wanted to like get play the show. We basically didn't want to go in the studio till we play live, because we knew we'd get all the kinks worked out. And then, but the real plan, like, I'm not trying to make a record of my old stuff played a different way. Like, it's cool to play it live. And, if I think it'd be cool for us to do like a live out. I was like, what I think will be cool, I don't know the logistics of it or the legalities or any of that, but I think what would be cool in a perfect world would be if we did like a double record, and then so one record is like new stuff, and then the other record is a live record. So then I get to, by doing the live record, I get to play covers that I like. Basically it lets me play like a cover album, like a half cover album, and then play some of the old songs in a different manner. And then there's always, and it's not that they're supposed to be better or worse than the original, it's just different. Like, there's always gonna be people like, that sounded better the original way. Some people think, oh, maybe that sounds better this way. Or some people, they both sound like shit. But just, if we do it in a live way, rather than trying to like re-record the old songs in the studio, even though we are going to record some of the old songs in the studio, just to make a demo, just so people could hear the sound. But I think the jam would be a full album of new material, and then a live album. So we'll see. I'm putting it out in the universe.
That's awesome. So that's Mickey Avalon and the Fuckboys?
Yeah. I mean, I wrote like a lot of names. They're all kind of cool, but like maybe they were like too cool. And then it was like Mickey Avalon and the Murderers, Mickey Avalon and the Lowdown, I don't know, Mickey Avalon and the Preachers Pray. And then the Fuckboys, just with the asterisk, or however you say it. I don't know. I'm like, everyone I told would always laugh when I, and then the guy, like the guitar player, is kind of, he put the band together. We're kind of, not that we're like the leaders of the band, we're all equal, but he kind of put the, and I sent him the list, and he's like, I'm like, tell me what like your 3 best were in are, and then that was one of them, and that's the one me and my chick were like, and then everyone I tell, they just laugh, and then it's like, well, how's it gonna be on the radio? I'm like, I don't know that I'm ever gonna be on the radio, and I know if that is gonna happen, any decision I've ever made, like, well, we can't do that because what? And it's like, it never pans out that way anyhow. And if God forbid that we did end up on the radio, they would just say F boys anyhow, and then it's got the star. And then I think then the people that don't understand like humor or sarcasm, and then they're like, well, what would you, that's like being like Mickey Avalon and the Douchebags. I'm like, well, that's a great name also. Like, what are we supposed to be, like Mickey Avalon and the coolest people on earth, Yeah,
Mickey Avalon and the equal human beings. Like, it's the exact same thing. Mickey Avalon and the Mickey Avalons.
Yeah, so
it's all equal.
I think that was the one that's supposed to, and then
it's the best one.
Yeah,
it's the best
something
one.
I never really done is and I never was a fan of like hip hop acts with like band, I don't know, I just always kind of like the DJ. That's kind of how I grew up, but it's just fun to do. I've always, and I love when I perform and I have like a dancer, or she's more like a performance art, and I love that because there isn't a lot, but it always looked fun when I would always have like a little sense of like jealousy and envy, just watching like 3 or 4 people like kind of working together and seeing how, I don't know. I just thought like that looks like it could be cool,
No, it is cool. It's
So
like you have the coolest occupation on anybody I know right now. I think like just playing on a fucking island in is that Southeast Asia? Yeah.
yeah, like another reason in the States I can't do it because the shows don't pay enough money to bring 5 people to go do, so it's always been double-edged sword, whereas like a necessary evil that I kind of got to go by myself, but then at the same time it was cool because then like made, it paid for the airplane and anything. So like here it just like happened. Like if I would have been at home, like I should put a band together, let me put an ad on Craigslist. Like I just don't think that would have been, like I just don't think that that's how things work in my life,
No, I agree. So, what else? What else do you have going on? You're painting now too, or you have been, I guess. But you're selling paintings though.
Painting, but I did put out a record like halfway, through COVID. I was working on it, before the whole universe just took a flip. Me and my boy Smoothie, he was the one that was producing like my last few records. We were working on a record. We got like halfway through, and then all this happened. So, and I like putting out full records. I know that people just do songs now, but instead of and I had a bunch of songs that got put out but never really like were heard by too many people. So I'm like, let's just take this half record and then just finish, kind of not remaster, but like kind of finish mastering these songs and then just put it out. And then so that was called Speak of the Devil, and I'm super proud of that. And then once got home, couldn't go on tour instead of bitching about it, because if I start bitching about something, I'm just going to get depressed, and then that's going to just, spiral. So then I finally got to do what I've always wanted to do, which I never thought I'd be a musician. I was always want to be a painter, and I painted like crazy, like all through my, I don't know, teenage years, 20s. I got married when I was young, all through that, just paint, and then it never leaves you. Like even when you can, and I would always periodically be able to paint, but like my life is so busy and it takes so much energy and never really had the time. But I would always be painting in my head, like look at things, how would I do that? So then I just started doing that, and then it just kind of happened. I'm like, oh, I could. People want, just selling them, and then I found that, like, instead of me just painting something and then putting it up for sale, which I do that too, like nudes and stuff, but people love their pets and their husbands and their wives and stuff. So I just started painting that for people. A lot of artists would think that that's like a lowly form of art, but I think all that kind of stuff's ridiculous. Art is art, and I'm going to paint someone's dog the same way I'm going to try to paint a beautiful sunset or a landscape or a naked chick. So it just kind of worked. And COVID, besides being like a shitty year for a lot of things and people, and not to downplay any of that stuff, but I've also seen a lot of people finally be able to do like their passion, or like some people that did what they like, did everything right by the book, like what you're supposed to do, like the guidebook of life, like get married, have 2 children and a wife pick fags, do a job you don't love but pays a lot of money, and then did all that stuff, and then the rug was still pulled out from under them, and then they're like just got to do what they love. And I've seen people like just being happy, making more money than they made, just and I don't mean making money on people's despair, like just something else, like they found the thing they liked or went back to the thing they loved. So, and I love performing too, and I want to perform for everyone in America. It's just I'm not going to go home to play in 2 cities in 2 states and then go home for the rest of it, be depressed. So I think the world will open at some point. I mean, I hope. If you listen to people's opinions, like they say, they're like assholes, you're going to get a different one. Some people are like, it's never going to go back. Bill Gates and everyone, they're controlling 5, and it's like at the beginning I'm like, oh, this is going to be over in 2 weeks. Okay, I was obviously wrong too. What the fuck do I know about anything? But I think, I hope it's gonna. I like to be optimistic. I think things are gonna go back to normal sooner than later, and you know, whatever you think about vaccines or not vaccines, it's like I hope I want people to do that so people can they can open the world again. There's no tracker in it. They don't have a tracker yet that can fit in a needle. So, you know, so yeah, whatever. Like, I don't think young, healthy people need to take it. But if a bunch of old people and a lot of people need to do something to open up the world, I'm all for it. So, and we don't need to talk about it. So let's just drop that. But yeah, hopefully the world soon, and I'll be able to play for people back there.
I was half wanting to pretend like I didn't know what you're talking about. Like I didn't know any of that was going on. I'm like, wait, there's a virus? Like,
fucking things are amazing there. I love Texas. I mean, who the fuck doesn't love Texas? But, and as you probably see, and probably bumming you out, but lots of Californians moving to Texas, so they can take all their California bullshit and ruin Texas too.
That's hilarious. Yeah, I saw the power grid went out as soon as they all moved there. Like I saw within a year, the power grid already went out in winter.
Yeah, it works.
Yeah, that's why I like being in Missouri. Nobody fucks with it. Like,
and then we can end it on this. But I was, as crazy as that was with the snow and everything, I was in Dallas one year. You probably remember the year. I don't remember the year, but it was for a Super Bowl, and you know, Dallas, Texas, normally a hot place. Dumping snow for Super Bowl Sunday. All the concerts, all the parties were canceled, and happened again, same time, or around the. So shit just dude. The universe is a strange place. Like, shit happens.
God hates football as much as I do. That's great. That's great.
Or he hates those two teams. I mean, who knows?
It could be. It could be. We have a similar. I think you like the Kings too, don't you? You like an LA Kings fan?
I'm I'm a guy. I don't watch all sports just to know the time, but I like hockey more than the other ones. I think as far as what's going on, what they're doing, I find it more exciting and more entertaining than some of the other sports. Like you just got badass it's like you got badass like ice skater, like basically an ice skater, which would be like the most like, I don't know, fruitiest feminist like sport if you think about it in like an Olympic like figure skating, but like just like graceful like gnarly dudes, like graceful like bar brawlers, you know.
Yeah, no,
and it's just, so I dig it. I didn't really grow up on it because I lived in Los Angeles until Wayne Gretzky came to the Kings. No one in LA really knew what hockey was, and it doesn't translate as much on television. But like when you most people that go to a game, either there's someone that's just not into sports at all, and they're just like, yeah, I don't know, yeah, just get me back to the studio or whatever. Like, this isn't for me, or they're like, wow, this is like the best sport, you know. So yeah, I dig. I haven't been. I used to like when I go to all the games at home, and then I would like follow, you know, like be like a kid, like, oh my god, like following, and like now I'm like, dude, I don't know, I got other shit to do than like see what's going on in an empty arena. Yeah.
That's the realest way I've heard sports. Yeah, as a kid it was fucking magic though, but now I'll like half-ass watch like the Blues won a Stanley Cup a couple years ago. I like black hockey again for a second, but no, yeah, no, it's true. As a kid, it's fucking magic. As an adult, it's like, yeah, I got shit to do. That's real. That's like the realest way I could think about it.
Like you seen that movie Bronx Tale?
Yeah.
Great movie. In the movie, and I totally like just like hit my soul, and I totally got it because I was like that kid. And it's like the 50s or 60s or something, and it's like the kid, he's like the son of like the normal family, like Robert De Niro's his dad. He drives like a school bus, and his dad obviously wants him to be like a hard worker, but the hard worker school bus driver don't make no money. And then so he's kind of becoming part of like the other guy, the mob boss guy. So the Yankees like lose the World Series, and the kid's crying. He's a little kid, and then the mob boss, he's like, "You think Mickey Mantle would ever cry for you?" And like smacks, and I'm like, God, no. Like I would cry when the Lakers lost. Like Magic Johnson's not going to cry for me. James Worthy's not crying for like Kareem, like none of those dudes. So and then I'd get into like fights at the hockey games, like we'd lose and I'd be drunk and like I'm just like and then and I'm like, dude, what am I doing? These dudes are multimillionaires, making all this money doing something they love. And that's another thing. Hockey players, like yeah, they like the money because everyone but like they love that. Like they love that shit. Like I don't know that some of the other sports love it anymore, or if they're just like if they just do it, you know. So it's like these dudes are getting shit ton of money to do the thing they love doing most. Like, and as bummed as they are when they lose, they're not that bummed. They just go and do it again the next. Like, so why am I bummed? Like, and like, because my city's team lost, that I'm not even on the team, you know? So yeah.
That's funny. You know, I had an LA Kings player on here before, and then when I asked him about like a Stanley Cup, he's like, "Oh, it was just another day. I went back. It was fun for 3 days, and I went back to work." Like, that's how he views like his sport. Wait, what'd you say?
Which player was it?
Dustin Penner. He was from a couple years ago. He won the cup a couple years ago.
I know, and he's really deep down the political conservative rabbit hole. But I know Penner. I think and we were our friends. But I even had a Dustin Penner jersey, in a way, Penner jersey, and yeah, so that's cool.
That's actually how I met him. I ran for Congress as a Republican. That's how I met Dustin Penner. It's hilarious. He was like he was the only Republican in hockey. like I think.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think most of them probably don't care about any of that stuff. But again, if you're making a ton of money doing what you love to do, why would like I tell people like sports or like politics? It's like if one side's bad, and I'm not saying what side is bad, what side is good, whatever. But if one side's bad, that doesn't mean the other side's good. Like it could be bad again, and there could be good. If two guys are boxing, that doesn't mean one's a good guy and one's a bad guy. They could both be bad guys. They could both be good guys. So the people think like these people are screwed up, and the answer is the other side. It's like no, that's hot shit and cold shit. Like, do you warming up the shit doesn't make it taste any better. So
no, I definitely
just like, and I've seen friends get into it crazy this year, like for Trump against. It's like, dude, this guy has nothing to. This has nothing to do with my life. Don't send me weird texts and emails because like you're just ruining my vibration. So like I haven't really lost any friends this year, but I've seen other friends lose friends by people just losing it, and I'm like, dude, you still just gotta love these people. But like, and again, I'm not even saying who these people are. I'm just like, that's not something I want to partake in. And anyone who starts talking to me, I'm like, no. Look at this beautiful sunset. Look at your life. Look at your beautiful wife. Look at your beautiful children. Look at what you do. Like, why are you letting these people get into your like Bill Gates and Donald Trump? I'm like, dude, who fucking? They don't care about you. Don't care about them.
No, that's super real. No, I definitely want my taxes back after 2020. I'm like, what are we paying these guys for? Really, it's insane.
Check now and again, like I'll take it because I've always worked hard, and if they want to send out a fucking check because they're not letting me work, like yeah, I'll fucking take the check, but that's not going to make everything better. I'm not going to rip it up. I can cut off my nose to spite my face, but
yeah, I'll take money from anybody, no matter how stupid I think they are. Like, I'm like, deal.
That me taking that money, there was like some strings attached. Like, no. That's your problem. I did not take that money under that guy's.
I spent them hella fast too, so I wouldn't, so they wouldn't take it back. I was like, I'm gonna buy I bought a moped with one of them. I spent it as fast as possible because I'm like, you're never getting this back.
Like, yeah, I wish I bought like a bunch of gold or Bitcoin or something, but
that's fucking real.
All right, well, dude, it was a pleasure chatting. Obviously, after this, send me the link and all that stuff so I can post it. I love your backdrop. I wish I knew how to do that. It kind of looks like where I'm at right now, but if it was out or if I was on DMT, it's pretty rad.
Well, cool, man. Thanks for taking the time to do this, man. I appreciate it. And yeah, I'll have the sound for you soon, man. Check out Mickey Avalon on all streaming services. Check out his new album. Check out his new band. Buy a painting from him. I probably will, honestly. I'll probably buy a painting off you, honestly. But yeah,
Yep.
no. Thanks a lot for coming on here, brother. I appreciate you taking the time.
I guess lastly, because I'm always shitty about this, and then my chick's gonna be like, you didn't even say your Instagram name or anything. So yeah, my Instagram, which is the main one, I think, and Facebook and Twitter too, but I don't even know what those ones are. But Mickey_Avalon. So at Mickey_Avalon, and then that's where you would, direct message me about the paintings or anything for that matter. So, and if you're not on Facebook, and if you're not on that, an email address that will reach me is instead of Mickey Avalon, it's Mini Avalon. That's MINNIE Avalon @gmail.com.